How about you?
I'm doing well. You know, I'm really excited to get into it here because we have two really dynamic, exciting teams to start us off on this round one in Group A here today. We got That's My ScapeGOAT, otherwise known as That's My GOAT, but That's My ScapeGOAT today here on your right, and then Saturday Night Speedle here on your left. Actually, I think they might be flipped. Yeah, they're definitely flipped here. So Saturday Night Speedle on your right of the screen, and That's My ScapeGOAT on your left of the screen.
And Garfield on the center.
And Garfield in the very center, which is extremely important, by the way. So on Saturday Night Speedle, we got Juani, Otter, Brave Sauce, and Curse Kid, and Covalent. Man, these players put up a crazy show last SeaBATTLE. Like they had been doing like better and better every SeaBATTLE, but they just completely popped off. They got third place overall last SeaBATTLE, and they had some just insane matches between various teams that I had the privilege to commentate.
Absolute fantastic synergy that keeps popping up between the teams that frequent this event.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic to watch that it like develop in real time over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they've just improved so much, and they are a fun team to watch. Like there's so much just subtle strategy that these players use to like kind of make things work on the field, and then you know, on the other side we have That's My ScapeGOAT, generally known as That's My GOAT, composed of Barry, Ollie, and for the very first time at SeaBATTLE, we have Nicolini, the famous content creator, as well as, of course, Enki PNW, the famous roller player. So I'm really excited to see how this team does.
Yeah, we have some fantastic Splatoon waiting to happen. Speaking of which, new update.
Yes.
Dropped a couple days ago.
So it's really weird because like the new update happened and like I was not, maybe other people were expecting it. It just sort of came as a total shock to me. Like I was not expecting a random new, oh, now you have aura and you like go on kill streaks.
Yeah,
now,
go
like,
aura farming.
Yeah, the aura farming is a new thing, and then some considerable buffs to some weapons as well. Like Dynamo obviously is the big one where it's like it might be inefficient in terms of paint, but man can that thing kill from far out. Like holy smokes, that weapon is something.
With the hitbox changes as well for every single weapon in the game, I would say keep an eye on Speedle because I believe they tend to run brush in some of their comps.
Yeah, Speedle has a comp that can definitely change over time. They're very, very adaptable.
Yes.
And I think they're a bunch of smart players as well, and they know what just changed in the patch like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And they're going to definitely take advantage of any of the changes there. And I think the aura farming is really interesting because you think about you start with no aura, and then I want to say if you get 3 splats in a row and the last one is an actual splat, that you'll be attributed the aura. So then it becomes a discussion of do you push forward with the aura or do you like hold back so you keep the aura? So it's really like a give and take thing where you can play more aggressive, but in some cases you also don't want to die because jumping back in, a big other nerf, the stealth jump, now it's very floaty, it takes forever to jump back in. So like there's buffs, but there's nerfs. How do you think that'll affect things?
So first of all, with the super jump nerf, or stealth jump nerf, I believe that's going to be very... It's going to come into play a lot into clamblets.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Teams are going to have to adapt to make sure that they're either throwing the clams onto the area underneath the basket
instead
of like
a teammate on the step, maybe,
instead of jumping back into it.
Because suddenly the jump is really floaty, and you might think I have enough time to jump back in, and suddenly you don't have enough time to jump back in.
You're taking 3 business days in the air.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you have aura, but now you're just going to be taking forever to get back in. So sometimes we would see the clams cheese, where like just one member would go to the basket and spam this way, this way, this way, and then they'd have like 3 other teammates jump to them. Might not be as easy anymore if you don't have that time, or if it takes longer to get off the ground. So really interested to see how the dynamics are going to change.
And with aura, the thing that you mentioned about like stepping back a little bit to not lose it. Something of note as well is if you splat someone that is already in flow aura, that makes it easier for you to enter flow aura. So that can also be a comeback mechanic.
Sure,
So the teams that are on the offensive have to keep that in mind to not kind of feed the aura to the enemies.
Definitely. Yeah. You don't want to be giving it to them. And then something I learned as well is that you don't actually lose the aura when you get splatted. Because I assumed you immediately lost it once you got splatted, but I was quickly corrected to say, no, actually you can retain it.
And something very, very, very interesting about the mechanic with the paint is that it is client side. So it happens only on the console that that activates the aura. It doesn't
Okay.
happen on every other console.
I think I saw a clip of that the other day where they're like getting splatted on the zone, but it wasn't actually capping the zone.
Yeah.
It was only the client side paint, right?
And I believe it doesn't count for special either. So
Oh, that's really interesting. So
yeah.
it doesn't charge your special if you
it
paint?
doesn't charge your special, and sometimes it will look like you're swimming on enemy ink. And something that I'm
great.
very curious if we're gonna
Wonderful.
see today is whether someone's gonna use that to their advantage to be sharking on what appears to be enemy ink.
Yeah, that could be a crazy, like, niche strategy. where
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's painted, it's safe. We don't have to worry about the
Yeah.
shark over there. But nope, suddenly it's not actually your ink.
Because it's a lot of ink that you get from that aura, and
Yeah.
you can move around and make it like a streak, and it goes with you.
Yeah.
So like you can paint a very large area with that, and it's ink that is not in anyone else's screen. So that is
Totally.
going to be very interesting to see how the dynamic happens here.
Yeah, you know, I'm learning as I go here. Like, there's so many mechanics of the new patch that like I did not know about. You know, what felt like 3 days ago, and like I will be learning as probably we commentate this patch. So really curious to see. But let's talk a little bit about the map mode here. Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. This is an interesting stage, isn't it?
Yeah, I love how many options there are for approaching the zone, and also just kind of on the offensive as well once you have the zone.
Yeah, you can kind of drop on the right side. You can drop through the left side. You can just charge your reef slider at the top of the ramp. Like, there's any variety of things.
But
that
can
do.
you can no longer cheese the zone with slider, or can you?
Was there a nerf to the?
Yes,
to
they
the
they
paint
nerf
change?
they nerfed the paint that it does, but they buffed the explosion, the damage range.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so it'll get splats at a further distance. It might not just paint the zone at a further
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
distance. Okay, that's really interesting.
And they moved the hitbox slightly up so that small
so
ledgers
it
no longer.
hits some
Yeah.
people above leverage. Okay, I think I did learn about that.
Okay,
Anyway,
so through
let's
the match.
get the match come here. Splat Zone's very first game. That's my scapegoat against Saturday Night Speedle Robo Ramen. Let's prepare to roll into this match here.
We might.
I think we are
Oh, okay.
waiting, and yeah, here's the load, and here we go. Just talking about it, that's Nicolini on the Dynamo Roller with Ollie on the Rapid Blaster Pro. What do you think of this comp here, Covalent?
Oh, there's so many possibilities here. Tent, or is that a tent or umbrella? Oh no, that's just umbrella.
Yeah,
I
normal
went down
umbrella
already.
from Otter on that side.
Yeah, that's my scapegoat has the early advantage here, but Cursed Kid is putting a lot of pressure here on the right side, making sure to keep eyes away from their teammates.
Yeah, good job doing some distraction, although really in favor of That's My Scapegoat so far, as Sauce is now crossing the field with the hammer, looking for a pick, finds one on Ollie, throws it on Nico too. Amazing opening play from Sauce here too. They are weak, but this should be a zone flip for that Saturday Night Speedle.
Yep, and here we have now Speedle in control of mid. They do have their Splatoon go down, but we have a grab in play. There's many things happening right now. Their Enki has gotten splatted, and right now it seems to be... Oh, wow, okay, they managed to flip the zone from afar. I guess the Dynamo's right there, huh?
Yeah, the Dynamo's right there, and the interesting attribute about That's My Scapegoat comp is they have 3 weapons that really can poke it a long distance, and right now, an excellent play from them. Nico is just trying to get a pick, but doesn't quite get it as Otter is able to block that out with her Brella there. Now attacking with the Inkjet. That's another pick from the side of Saturday Night Speedle as they are working on a lockout here, Covalent.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to take control of Elbow, but being careful to not overextend and get caught off guard. They fall back a little bit, allowing That's My Scapegoat to regroup a little bit more. And now the zone is about to get flipped, but this crab is helping them keep control. And Enki got splatted with Zuka.
Yeah, you know, it seems like every single time That's My Scapegoat seems like they're going to flip the zone, Saturday Night Speedle pulls 1 or 2 amazing picks, and that is yet another pick on Barry on the bow. Curse Kid here putting a ton of pressure, finding another pick on the splatter shot, and we're getting close to a potential knockout for Saturday Night Speedle.
Final push. It's now or never.
It really is now or never. They basically have to hold forward on the zone, but Curse Kid finding yet another flip as 3 go down from the side of That's My Scapegoat. You know, that game ended up being way more snowbally than I expected it to. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I believe... I didn't pay attention to if anyone was getting aura during that game. At the beginning, I was seeing the Wiper player. My bad if I keep forgetting the names of players. I kept seeing the Wiper player getting a couple picks and not quite finding the third one to get the aura state, but those 2 picks are huge for the rest of the team to move forward.
Yeah, you know, we saw this sort of at the beginning, but the kind of multi-anchor loadout from the side of That's My ScapeGOAT was a very interesting pick because they had that long-range blaster, or sorry, the long-range rapid blaster pro, excuse me, the dynamo roller and the bow from Barry, all sort of can work together to poke from really long distances. And I think that's part of the reason why we saw them able to put down so much paint. However, if one or two of those kind of anchor players go down, then suddenly it becomes way harder to approach the zone because you have less skirmisher kill and skirmisher power. And Saturday Night Speedle came out kind of on top of some of those skirmisher skirmisher encounters there. So do you think they're going to adjust? Like, are you going to see something different?
I would like to see some adjustments on their composition, because I do believe that because of this update, this game has sped up even more, if that is even possible. You know, this game just keeps speeding up every single time.
And faster every time. Yes,
it has no limit. So having 3 weapons that prefer to play on longer distances might be a little too slow of a comp for what the game is turning into, especially with how aggro the Spindle or the Speedle compositions tend to be. Yeah,
totally. And as we move into a different map mode, we now have a different mode, so tower control as opposed to zones. And you said this earlier, Covalent, but like Robo-Ramen on zones, you can come in multiple directions. Hagglefish, you can come multiple directions, but ultimately the nature of the mode is that the tower only moves in a set path. So it's a little bit more predictable where the action is actually going to be. And as we move into Hagglefish here, let's take a second and see what these loadouts look like. Hagglefish Market Tower Control.
Yeah.
We could get that up there.
Something that a teammate of mine was commentating, or whatever. Lost train of thought.
So if we could take a look at the Hagglefish zone here. I think we might see an adjustment coming out from one of these two sides, although interesting to see that the charger has stayed the same on the side of Saturday Night Speedle, and it looks like they're really just sticking with this crab loadout, and no one has really made a ton of progress in mid yet, although that is 2 down on the side of That's My ScapeGOAT.
Yeah, and there's 3 down, and there's a Suka on their side waiting for that opportunity to push back That's My Goat. I believe the team names are reversed.
Yeah, I think as we see here, Saturday Night Speedle is doing a good job of getting on the tower and holding space to the first checkpoint. And this first checkpoint is clear as they are able to clear out the blaster player on the side of That's My ScapeGOAT. That's My ScapeGOAT really trying to hold this tower, although they're super duper close to just popping the checkpoint. Excellent Zuka there from the side of Saturday Night Speedle, canceling the crab, and Otter is pushed up so far, finding yet another pick with this Inkjet. She's done such a good job holding so far. We might see a fall of the second checkpoint, but no. That's My ScapeGOAT says no. That might be it.
Otter jumps out. Fantastic call there. And fantastic push. 32 points. That is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
Enki very quickly going on to right side to take some space on the spot where they're going to stop for a checkpoint.
Yeah, and That's My ScapeGOAT has a very interesting loadout here. We don't see V-Pro that often, but don't forget that Crab is super duper powerful here, right?
Yes.
Like, you can just set it up on top of the canopy, you can set it up in mid, but unfortunately, so far, That's My ScapeGOAT just hasn't really been able to get a lot of momentum in mid. It seems like every single time they've been getting 1 or 2 picks as, Saturday Night Speedle is yet again able to stack their specials. Nico comes through! 3 down on the side of Saturday Night Speedle, as now That's My ScapeGOAT. It's time to push.
Yeah, now they're taking up the ramp to prevent Speedle from regrouping too fast and forcing them into that little alcove on the right.
So close on the side of Nico. Almost got their splashdown out. As you said, they forced them into the alcove, but now, once again, the patented specials from the side of Saturday Night Speedle just team up on poor That's My ScapeGOAT, but they did pop that first checkpoint, which is the first challenge.
Yeah, Speedle has fantastic synergy with their specials. They know exactly when they want to pop them in relation to what the current game state is. And now they're pushing way further now, reaching the final checkpoint. No, second,
yeah,
third?
pushing the checkpoint number 2. They almost broke it the other time, and now it looks like they are going to break it this time. Ollie has to back up. Unfortunately, it's just Ollie alive is able to get the tray, but this is looking really dire for That's My ScapeGOAT.
Final checkpoint. Avocado is on the plat. This is a very, very heavy push, but That's my ScapeGOAT manages to push them out of their spawn. However, Sauce is still fighting up there.
Sauce is doing rat things on the top right, just annoying them and giving them, they might have had the 3-down situation here, but ultimately they bought their team enough time to get back to the mid with an excellent slice from Juani is just holding down space in mid. It's been very difficult for That's My ScapeGOAT to get to mid. I think they're going to have to play a little bit differently if they want to take this position back.
Absolutely. We do have a bit of neutral here. However, Blaster goes down on the side of ScapeGOAT, and Shot goes down on the side of Speedle. Ooh, two down on Speedle.
This might be the change that we were looking for. Enki was able to get a really good pick on the Brella player and is now looking for the Charger, able to find the Charger too. Almost gets a third, but Sauce, once again, doing the rat things, is able to pull out one with the hammer. I think they just have to push regardless. With only a minute left, they're going to have to force something here on the side of Saturday Night Speedle.
They definitely need to put a lot more pressure onto Speedle to not let them get those specials that are so adept at using.
Exactly. They don't want the special train to start here, but Otter does have the jetpack already and finds yet another pick, this time on poor Ollie, and yet another one on Nico. It is a 2v2 situation with Barry taking up the rear here, just trying to charge his crab, but only 24 seconds left. They're going to have to make a move really soon.
I don't hate the position they have right now. However, now I kind of do. Things change really fast in this game. That's my ScapeGOAT goes. I was gonna say 2 down, but then the other 2
all down. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be so hard for them to get back into mid. And you know what a well-organized performance from the side of Saturday Night Speedle. It seemed like just about every time, whether that be on offense or defense, they just had the combination of the specials, whether that be the hammer or the inkjet or even the crab coming out from Juani, just working together to either push their lead or defend their lead.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they've practiced many different scenarios in these map modes and are able to adapt very quickly to the different situations that they find themselves in.
Yeah.
Here, for example, when
that wipeout was just key, right? Like, they got them all down while playing offense. And, and if you can convert an offensive play into a wipeout, then that's very snowbally.
But then also afterwards, when they were on checkpoint 3, and they started going down one by one, you saw, I believe it was Sauce, just kind of sharking on the left side of the enemy spawn and just kind of waiting there, making sure that That's My ScapeGOAT couldn't quite regroup.
Exactly, yeah, because it's very different to go, I would say, 2 or 3 down versus a full wipe. Because if it's a full wipe and you know that there's no jumps in, you can basically say, okay, we know there's no one going to be flanking us, there's no one going to be behind us, we know everyone is coming from spawn, and that's just a very different, like, mental framework than if you have one person up, where you're like, oh shoot, do they have jumps into them? Like, are they going to get a pick over on this side? And I think we saw just excellent play there from them to know that, hey, all 3 of my team is down, but I'm just going to rat over here for a while to buy us enough time, essentially, to get everyone back in position. And then consistently on the side of That's My ScapeGOAT, I think we saw really good individual plays coming out for them. We saw multiple picks coming out from the side of Barry and Enki and Ollie and Nico, but they just didn't really have the combination of the special kind of like layering on top of each other that Saturday Night Speedle had, and I think that's something that they're going to have to work toward again in the third game, because don't forget, this might be the set in the favor of Saturday Night Speedle, but there are tiebreakers, and everything is play all 3 here tonight, folks.
Exactly.
Tonight, wow, it's still the middle of the day. Today,
and it's also going to be interesting to see how team strategies develop throughout the day.
Totally.
I'm not sure if I believe we're going to see one of these teams coming back for the stream in a set coming up, but let's see the comps here.
Yep, as we go into Clan Blitz with a very cool transition there.
E-Leader.
Yeah, it looks like Juani has been sticking with the Crab Charger, but now has switched to the E-Leader. Why do you think they went that way?
E-Leader can hold a lot of a lot of pressure in this map. It can see everything in mid.
Indeed they can. And also, speaking of changes, is that a reflex coming out from the side of That's My ScapeGOAT?
Good
is
catch.
that I think that's probably, if I had to guess, either Barry or maybe that's Nico playing the reflex. You know, reflex is such an interesting weapon because in a way people think of it as just like, oh, it's a paint spammer, right? Like it's just going to spam a bunch of paint. But reflex can do very well if it's done in the right hands.
Absolutely. It's a very fast weapon. It charges one shot incredibly quickly. And with the hitbox buff that every weapon got, reflex being a shorter range weapon got a higher or a larger hitbox increase than many other weapons. So it's looked a lot more reliable, but we are seeing here a fantastic bit from Speedle, putting a lot of pressure on Spinner and getting ready to score 2 footballs onto the goal.
Indeed, it's the patented just special pressure coming out from the side of Saturday Night Speedle as they score a couple, but very good job from the side of That's My ScapeGOAT, able to shut that down way faster, preventing that second football you were talking about from even getting in, as now they are regaining control. But again, Sauce is just doing the rat things yet again. They are annoying That's My ScapeGOAT from underneath the plat and then just positioning themselves in ways that is really hard to deal with. As Enki also goes down to Curse Kid, who is on an absolute terror here.
All right, and here comes the special rush. I am noticing that Speedle is doing a fantastic job at holding ground even when they are in disadvantage, just like backing up just enough to not put themselves in harm's way, but allowing their team to have a better chance at regrouping. It's really cool to watch these two teams go head to head because we have a lot of mechanical skill between both teams, but I do feel like That's My ScapeGOAT needs to be coordinating a little bit more their specials.
Yeah.
That bubble didn't really feel super useful in that moment, but it is preventing them from pushing forward a little bit.
Yeah, you know, That's My ScapeGOAT has been basically doing everything they can to sort of slow the tide of the aggressive on the side of Saturday Night Speedle, and here we see them do an excellent job.
Yes.
Push them off of the plat here, and now they really have to convert, right? Like we talked about this reflex earlier and how well it paints. Nico is just going to spam the missiles here and basically call out for their team where the opponents are, although that becomes really difficult when you have Curse Kid doing a bunch of these flags, finally punished by Barry. I think it's finally time for That's My ScapeGOAT to move up.
Absolutely, this is their chance. They set up the crab. There's 2 down. They're staggered on the side of Saturday Night Speedle. And that is fantastic. A fantastic
the
bubble
Enki
shield.
roller. Let's go. And the cancel on the side. If That's My ScapeGOAT's going to move, it's going to be off of Enki with the double. They have so many clamps, Covalent.
Ooh, this is fantastic map control for them. Can they keep the momentum?
One more.
Oh, nice lead.
That
awesome.
is okay. I think that's exactly what we were looking for out of the side of That's My ScapeGOAT.
But wipeout, that means they're going to accelerate really quickly.
They are. Here is where they need to transition from that aggressive offense to aggressive defense in a way and set up their specials. They are a ways away, but if Nico can get the missiles out, then that means that they will slow down Saturday Night Speedle considerably.
3 specials up on the...
hold.
2 specials. Oh, wow.
Okay.
That was the sniper going down.
Oh, Kwani going down is a big one there, although Otter here doesn't really get maybe what she wanted out of that jetpack. Sauce is kind of in their walls with the hammer throw here. We could see something big. Sauce bringing one down. We might see a lead swap with just one more point.
Wipe out! And the aura!
The aura on Sauce. We talked about the aura. We're finally seeing it today. Only
7 points remaining.
3 more clams, but 2 down on the side. Otter
right.
has all of them.
Whoa!
The 1 point meme is real, Covalent, and That's My ScapeGOAT stays alive.
Yeah, they're going right in. They know that this is their chance. They have to push.
You know, I think we could potentially see a conversion here. If Enki can get the bubble like he's been doing so well this entire set today, just in the spawn, but he goes down. They can't afford to push without enough. Ollie doesn't care. Ollie's just going to score. They're going to rely on Barry and probably Nico to try to get a pick here, but they do need to score some more clams before the basket goes back up.
They do have a decent amount of turf control here. They are getting staggered a little bit, but they're scoring a lot.
2 more clams. They're gonna need 1 more. No way! Meme. What? Are you for real right now?
What a game! Oh.
There's still a possibility, but they're going to have to hold forward, and maybe with the 15 seconds
need to
of
make a football.
overtime, they need to get a football,
Ooh.
and no.
That was such a hype game. Holy!
You know, when I saw them rush forward with the ball, I thought, this is not it. They don't have enough. But then the foresight of Barry to climb up the spinner and get on the grate there to sort of stall it out with clams, I thought they might have had enough, and they were just a single clam short.
Oh my gosh, both teams were one clam away from knocking out.
Look at this replay. Look at this replay down here. 2 alive, and I think we even just saw the jump come in too. But Saturday Night Speedle had the heads-up awareness to just say, okay, they might be about to knock out, but we're going to send all of our resources. Just look at this. The jump comes in, 2 alive, and they are able to punish the jump before it's able to grab the clam and poke out. I don't think we've seen a close game like this. Well, definitely not the whole tournament being the first round, but if this is your first round, what are we going to see the rest of the day?
Hey, we have so many fantastic teams playing here today. Yeah. It's going to be such a fun day of Splatoon.
So congrats then to Saturday Night Speedle for a really close 3-0 win over the side of That's My Scapegoat and Wave A round 2. And I think we're going to go on a very short break right now, but right after that, I think we are going to go off to round 2. Should we keep yapping, Saf, or should we just, should we keep yapping? Oh, we'll just continue yapping. Oh, I'm happy with that.
There's a lot. Whoa!
I got stuff thrown at me. What is this? It's a box.
It's candy.
Okay, investigate.
What is this?
Is that rice candy?
Both and rice candy, yeah.
Oh, okay. Do we get to eat this? Like, are we going to open this?
There's a sticker.
Oh my gosh. Oh yes.
Nice.
So we're totally going to open this. Here we go. See, this is why LANs are so cool. You get to mess around with random stuff that the TOs throw at you when you're trying to talk. So we haven't even talked about the noisemakers yet. Hey, what is this? Rice candy, free children sticker. I'm still a kid, right? At heart.
A kid at heart. A kid or squid?
I'm a kid. I'm a squid now. I'm a kid now. Hey, what is it?
Ooh.
Oh, that's cute. Are those squirrels?
Little
or are they
squirrels.
Raccoons? We'll see how well you can see that over there. Are they squirrels with beach balls? It reminds me sort of like of Animal Crossing, just a little bit of the squirrel villagers.
That's cute.
That is cute.
Printed in Japan.
Printed in Japan. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
Some rice candy, of course.
Ooh.
That is really cute. What are we doing? Rice candy taste test here. We're going to give some clearly advanced opinions on it.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get the wrapper off.
It just melts in your mouth. I think it comes off in a bunch of like layers. So
okay, so that's a candy.
Yeah. I'm gonna speak weird because I have stuff in my mouth. So anyway, how's your SeaBATTLE so far, Covalent?
It's been nice. It just got started, but we've already seen some fantastic games from 2 wonderful teams that are like. We were comparing a lot these 2 teams, but keep in mind, both of these teams are titans. Both of these teams are incredible at what they do, and they are very well coordinated and know a lot about the game.
Totally.
It might just be taking them a little bit to get used to. Fantastic. It might be taking them a little bit to get used to the new changes in the update, but
it's always difficult, right?
Yeah.
Because being the first LAN, well, okay, I thought we were the first LAN, but there's also other LANs running right now, which I did not know about until I was told the other day. But like, basically one of the first in-person events with the patch, you sort of learn new things, right? Because Splatoon, for anyone who's played on LAN versus played online, you know it plays a little bit differently, right?
Yeah.
Like, there tends to be a little bit less lag, and like things tend to work a little bit better. My favorite experience is Zipcaster actually seems to work on LAN, which is fantastic. But like on top of having to adjust back to a LAN from an online perspective, like you said, having to get used to the changes, like the patch changes, and something that I realized as we were watching that set that I was like, man, I completely forgot to talk about beforehand, is the fact there's freaking health bars now, right? Like,
yes!
I didn't even think about that earlier.
I wanted to bring that up earlier, but I kind of yapped about something else.
Yeah, we were talking about something else. Yeah, the health bars.
Keep in mind, as a spectator, the health bars are going to allow you to see much more what is going on in the state of the game.
Totally.
So if you notice there's a health bar on the screen, keep an eye on that player, because they might be in the middle of a battle, or they might be recovering from a battle and trying to get into like a hiding position.
Indeed. But don't forget that in game, if you don't have line of sight to this person, or I think also if they're marked, I want to say, if they're marked, you actually can't see them. So it can be 1v1 situations, and I have run into this in like the one time I played online so far, where maybe you'll hit someone with fall off, and then they'll go dodge behind like a ledge or something, and suddenly you can't see them anymore. So like you can still keep tracking your mind, okay, I got one fall off shot on them that does like 30 damage or something, but like you can't actually see as long as they're taking cover. And I think that's a really interesting potential dynamic of this is ducking behind cover might become more advantageous than before because now you are hiding from your opponent how much health that you have left.
Yeah, something that I was discussing with my teammates yesterday about the health bars specifically is how much they help with visibility in this game, because there's a lot going on in Splatoon. There's many explosions going on.
Splatoon is just chaos.
If you pause a video of this game in the middle of like a special, when everyone is using their specials, it just looks like an explosion of color, which in the heat of battle, it could be very disorienting with keeping track of where your enemy is.
Yeah.
But the health bars have made it so much easier to keep track of the enemy that you're looking at already.
Yeah, you know, I'm fighting this person, and you can see the health bar move with them, as long as you have line of sight to them. That makes them almost, in a way, kind of like a larger target, right? Like you can be like, oh, I'm targeting this person, not their teammate next to me.
Absolutely, and on that same note, it has helped a lot. Oh, all right. I've noticed that it has helped a lot in just kind of natural shot calling with your teammates. If someone manages to damage an enemy, the teammates can see that happen instantly. So they can react to that and know which tools in their arsenal to use.
Yeah, so like, for example, if you hit them for, say, 30 or something, and you're playing with a teammate who has a weapon that does like 60 damage or can combo off of that, you almost, the friction of communicating, oh, I hit them with this part, or I hit them for 30, or I hit them for 60 is suddenly reduced because your teammate can just be like, oh, my teammate just hit them for XYZ, I just need like one slosh, or I need one, you know, hit or
one outside
like
hit,
One outside hit will take them down. And I think what the effect of that's going to be on the game is it's going to make things even more like, it's going to make the fights even faster than before, right? Because no longer are you going to be, obviously callouts are still important, right? Like especially if the health bar is obscured by them going behind. But if it's like an open field and you're fighting them, the communication doesn't almost, it can be more seamless than what it was if you had to speak it out loud, which is really weird to get used to because it's also been a degree of like, how do you interpret you want to fight this person versus another person, because if there's a team fight and you have like 2 players versus 2 players, then suddenly you have 2 health bars to deal with, and you're like, okay, now I can aim for this person because I know they're weak, and then we can gang up on the other person, or alternatively, we just both aim at these 2 people and try to, it just introduces a lot of dynamics that I was not expecting to have.
It's gonna be so fun. Keep an eye out for all of these changes. And I think we are gonna go in a little bit of a break.
We're probably gonna hop to a little break here, but we will be back very soon for Wave A Round 2, so stay with us, and we'll see you soon.